Hey, students and parents. I wanted to take the time to go over this week's literacy board. I know I haven't done this, and some parents don't really see this work coming home with the kids because right now I can't send the laptops home because I can't send them home until it's NTI time. So I wanted to go ahead and walk you through what the literacy board is and what the kids get to do. Now, right here, I know it says 15 minutes. It says 20 or 15 on the slide. So let's start from the beginning. Literacy choice board. On this board, you have a choice. Pick something to do when you've completed your choice. Drag the check mark over the spot you finished. This doesn't need to be completed today. This is work for the week and will need to be submitted at the end of the writing block on Friday, fully completed. This is not group work. It's to be done alone and at your seat unless you otherwise told by the teacher. So as you can see, there's 8 different slides. I assigned this Monday morning before the kids ever get there. It's assigned, let's say, Sunday night from me, and they'll see it Monday morning. So they have 8 different slides. The first one is 20 minutes of independent reading a week on epic or a book. 3, 2, 1 response. So they'll click this slide. It'll take them right over here. They'll see 3, 2, 1 response. So when they get here, they'll have a book that they've picked out. Let's say they pick out Harry Potter or something like that. So 3 things that happened in your reading or facts that you learned. So 1, 2, 3. Words or phrases that you found interesting. 1 and 2. And 1 thing you're still wondering about your story. So they can be in the middle of their book. They can be at the end of their book as long as they're telling me what they're reading and why. So they'll come over here and click this. It'll start a little 15-minute timer for them. They can spend 15 minutes here, but if they finish this faster than 15 minutes, they can move on to something else. So when they're done with that, they'll go over here. They'll take this little check mark on the side, which is unlimited checks, and they'll put a check right over top of it. That goes for every single one of these slides, just to let me know that they've done the work. So IXL, Lexia, and Mentum each day, 20 minutes a day. So if we click here, it's supposed to be 15 minutes. It'll say 20 here because this is an old slide, but they know it's 15 minutes. So they get it. This is your choice. They can either do IXL, Lexia, or Mentum. Type down below what you did and why. No games. So let's say this day they did IXL, and then they did 5th grade. Oof. 5th grade math multiplication. So they'll just type that down there and let me know what they did. So if they did that and if they used the whole time, cool. If they didn't, that's fine as well. Same thing. They'll go back over here and they'll put that check mark over that box. So creative writing. At least 8 sentences. That means you need a periods and punctuation. Give it a title and use dialogue. It's just to encourage them to do writing and to really get into the subject matter and create their own stories. Now, every week they have a different picture right here. It says, look at this picture. What do you see? Tell me a story about what you see or think you see. Remember, every story has a title, beginning, middle, and end. So I encourage them to look at this strange picture. And it's always a strange picture because I found that gets the most creative stories. To look at this picture and go beyond the picture and create a story of their own creation. It gets them writing, that gets them typing, it gets them practicing punctuation, capitalization, and discovering new words and formulating how to write a proper story. Same thing, they go back here, cover it up. Wordle 1 match a day. So this really doesn't take about 15 minutes, but if they want to do it, they can. I encourage them to come over here, click this, it'll take them to Wordle. They're supposed to go over here and let's say today's word is cake. And it takes them 5 guesses. So let's say they write another word that has an A in it, take, and it's not take. So they would write take. And the next word is bake, and they still don't get the first letter. So they just keep going and going and going. And I need to see all of their guesses over here so I can see their thinking. If they don't get it right at all, it's okay. If they do get it right, that's okay. It's just to get them learning to formulate words. And it's going to be words that are difficult. The point is to be difficult for them to get new words in their repertoire for them to continue from there. Anagram scramble. So anagram scramble is you have 2 words, use the letters in those words to make new ones. You can't use Google for help. Now, the reason I don't let them use Google for help is they're just going to type in these words and look them up kind of that way. And I encourage them to create as many words as they can think of in 15 minutes or throughout the week. They don't have to fill all these in. I'm not going to be mad if they fill like half of these and some of these, but if they have one here, one here, one here, one here, and they have the stretch of the week, it's going to be a little bit of a docked point there. But I encourage them to try. So like French, they've got the word French, so they could put that in 5 and beyond. They've got toast, they can put that in 5 and beyond. They can come over here and create the word toe and create other words such as that. Definition matchup. Oh, it took us to the wrong slide here. Definition matchup. So they have these definitions over here. This doesn't have a 15-minute timer on here because it doesn't take 15 minutes. So what I encourage them to do is to take these words and pick and just drag where they think they need to go. And if they get it wrong, if they get it right, that's fine. It's just to get them to think of definitions and try to match those words over there. Sensory details. Make sure you add a lot of details. So they have a picture here. Think about being in a cave. Describe it using your 5 senses. What do you see? What do you smell? What do you touch? What do you taste? What do you hear? So it's got all these different things, and I encourage them to use their 5 senses because that gets them using descriptory words. So if, like, let's say if they go in the cave, what do they see? They could see water. They could see rocks, things like that. What could they smell? They could smell the water. What could they touch? They could touch the water. What could they taste? They could taste this, using as many different things as they can think of. And it's also another thing to use their imagination and to go deeper in the cave and think of those situations so they can have more descriptory words. And then the last one is new. Work rotation. Work on anything you have yet to finish for 15 minutes. So work rotation 15 minutes. On this slide, make sure you do any work you have yet to finish either today or in class. A project, if you have one due. If you don't have any of the above options, you must choose one of these. IXL Math, not the games. IXL Reading, not the games. Lexia or Edmentum. You need to tell me what you did and give examples. There's a little example I typed up. IXL multiplication for 15 minutes or A to Z project for 15 minutes. So I created this slide here so the students can go back and fix and get some of those points back that they might have missed in the past. Because I know time slips and sometimes you just need the ability to go back and take a moment. So this is our literacy board. I assigned this Monday. This is due Friday at the end of the class. Anytime we have downtime throughout the day, let's say we have a math lesson and it goes quick and we get through it and they get their exit slip done. All the time we have left up until the next block starts, they can use that time to work on this. When I'm in small groups, they can use that time to work on this. They've got time in the morning where they come in and we wait till the morning starts at exactly 9 o'clock. They have that time to work on that, or not 8 o'clock. They have the time to work on that. Any time that they finish their work or have some downtime, they have time to work on that. I try to go quickly, but not too quickly where they're lost, but this is always there and they have from Monday through Friday to finish this. I hope that helps the parents and students understand what the literacy board is, what it does, and thank you so much for watching.